morning, guys. Welcome back to Boots and Bounty Homestead. You are in Casey's kitchen with me, and today is a special recipe because it was submitted to us by one of our very special subscribers, Miss Virginia, and she comes from Pennsylvania. So we are going to do her recipe today that she has sent to us, and if you have a recipe you would like for us to try, please send it to us and we will do a video on it and give you a shout out. So today we are making buttermilk pancakes. So I've got all the ingredients out and I will type the recipe in below. But we're going to start out with 1 1/4 cup of flour, 1 tablespoon sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Those are our dry ingredients. Now, let me give you one bit of information. If you get a recipe and the only thing it says on there is X amount of flour, you think, do I use self-rising or do I use all-purpose? Well, let me tell you a little hint. If it just says flour and there is baking powder, baking soda, and salt in it, you use all-purpose flour. If it's something that is supposed to rise, okay? Now, say you get a cake recipe and it says 2 cups of flour, but there's no baking soda and no baking powder. You're going to use self-rising flour because it does have to rise, and there's nothing else in it to make it rise, okay? Little hint there. Alright, so let's get busy. I'm going to get everything mixed together, and then we'll do our wet ingredients. Alright, so we're going to start off with 1 1/4 cup of flour. And we are using all-purpose flour because we have the baking soda and baking powder in here. And y'all can't see. Come on down here. Alright. And this is I think it's a 1/2 cup. Yeah, 1/2 cup measuring cup. I usually lose all my measuring cups because I leave them in all my containers. There's 1 cup, and then 1/2 of a 1/2 cup is 1/4. One tablespoon of sugar. 2 teaspoons baking powder. I already have one open. And I love that they have this little thing right here on these cans because it's for whenever you scoop, then you, like if you have the extra right there, you can use that right there to flatten it out. If you didn't know what that was for. Alright, and then 1/2 teaspoon baking soda. Half a teaspoon of salt, and I use pink Himalayan salt. And that is our dry ingredients. Let's go ahead and mix those together. You'll make a little well in the middle, just a little hole. And then we're going to move on to 1 beaten egg. Miss Virginia, I don't know why you beat your eggs. I mean, that's just so mean. I guess I'm a mean chicken mama too. Now, I do not buy a whole lot of buttermilk, but I do use this for some dry mixes that I make. And I'm going to make 1 cup of buttermilk. So we need 4 tablespoons of this to 1 cup of milk. And what you can do is add it into your mixture and then pour the water in with it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this does have to stay in the refrigerator. One cup of water, and then 2 tablespoons. And I haven't the foggiest idea what a salad oil is, so I'm just going to use my olive oil, because that's what I would put in like a salad dressing. 2 tablespoons of oil. And you can use whatever oil you want to. Pretty sure. And let's mix this up. Have you guys ever seen one of these? It's a dough hook. Alright, makes a real pretty batter. Okay, I'm going to clean up my mess real quick, and then I'm going to get my griddle out. You can do this in whatever pan you prefer. I've got a big flat top griddle that I'm going to get out and use just because it's easier cleanup. And I'll be right back. Ta-da! Now on my griddle, I'm going to turn it on to about 350 and let it start warming up. I also want to give another shout out to a special subscriber, Miss Jessica. I'm drinking from her mug that she got me. It says, "We will reap a harvest of blessings." So today is all about you guys, not me. Your recipes, your gifts. Makes my life special. Alright, we got our griddle preheated. And I sprayed a little bit of Pam on here just because sometimes this thing can be temperamental. And on we go. No specific way on how I do it. Sometimes I make little bitty ones for Logan. Sometimes I make plate size ones like IHOP does. Whatever I feel like. And you can use a measuring spoon if you want them all equal. I'm just going to use a spoon. Now, let me bring you guys down here, show you a secret. So you see the bubbles that they make. Whenever they start making bubbles, which one am I on? Right here. Whenever they start making these bubbles and popping and they don't fill back in, that means it's time to flip them. And there's some in the back there. See? They make the little holes and they don't fill back in. It's time to flip them. As long as your griddle is not too hot. Ta-da! If your griddle's too hot, they can get too brown on one side, and then whenever those bubbles start to form and pop, and then they don't fill back in, and you go to flip them, you'll have a burnt bottom or you'll have a raw center. Once you flip them, the middle won't be cooked if you have it too hot. I did turn this one down just a little bit. Excuse me, I gotta get something. And I like these racks, cookie sheet racks, because you can put them on top of a plate. And that way they don't sweat. You'll start to see the edges get brown. And then take them off. They smell good. Now if you're cooking this, you know, like for a big breakfast and you want to go ahead and do your meat first because your meat stays warmer longer. So you want to cook your meat first, and then your meat fat will add a little bit of flavor if you use that as your grease to cook your pancakes in. Logan a baby one. Fun thing about pancakes is you can cook bacon first, and then you can pour your pancake syrup in a strip, let it cook on one side, and then put your bacon in it, and then flip it over, and you make bacon sticks. Or if you really want to get fancy and have time, you can make little sausage pancakes or sausage balls, and then dip them in pancakes and deep fry them. You can do that with hot dogs too, Polish sausages. You can dip them in pancake mix and deep fry them. I just gained 10 pounds just thinking about it. Didn't want to let go of the spatula. Yummy, yummy. Let me give you a tip that if you want fluffy, thick pancakes, use a thicker batter. You're also going to have to make more a batter to get more pancakes, but the thinner you make your pancakes, the thinner, or the pancake batter, the thinner the pancakes will be. So, just a tidbit of advice. I love these. They smell wonderful. And now we're fixing to go eat them up. So, thank you, Miss Virginia, for your recipe. We are loving your pancakes. It is going in my cookbook. So, if you guys have a recipe you would like for us to try, it may even make it in our cookbook. And I hope to publish one day. So, send me your recipes by email or, contact me any way you can. Let me know your recipe and we can make a video about it. So, until next time, guys, thank you.